So on a circuit that perhaps suits the smaller, more nimble cars, Mike Adams qualifying in 7th place. On pole position, we have already crowned champion in the historic Roadsports Championship, Paul Toombs with the green and white Lotus Elan, but it's Matthew Truelove in the white big TVR V8 that gets away as the lights go out and powers his way into the lead. In 3rd place, you've seen him already in the Lotus 18, now in his Lotus Super 7, is Robert Barry, as they turn through Paddock Hill Bend for the first time, followed by a former champion, Dave Randall, with a little green Ginetta G4. So into Druids for the first time, already being caught by Paul Toombs, who's very quick, and getting a wheel on the curb there is the great big Ford Mustang of Keith Wyman, just about squeezing through the corner, being hassled by a little Turner there, Dick Coffey, former champion, in his dark green Turner there. There we have number 76, which is the big Morgan of Tony Howard, the Morgan Plus 8. Great Morgan enthusiast, Tony Howard, and the Morgan again, a more powerful car, but up at the front of the field being challenged as they go through Clearways and Clark Curve is Matthew Truelove's TVR. It may be one of the big powerful cars, but at the moment Matthew doing a great job of hanging on in front from the challenges from the Lotus Elan and the Ginetta. But there we're riding with the De Tomaso Mangusta. Great variety in this series. That's the De Tomaso Mangusta of Mike Eagles that we were riding with. There is the car number 1, Dave Randall, who was last year's champion, hence he has number 1 on the car, but he hasn't done that much racing this year, but coming out to see how he fares against this year's champion Paul Toombs in the Lotus Elan. And Mike Adams, you heard from earlier, in the white E-Type Jaguar, riding once more with the De Tomaso Mangusta driver Mike Eagles, the Australian who's raced a variety of cars in the Roadsports Championship over the years. And there he is being followed through Druids by the Triumph TR5 of James Owen. So now the leaders, mixing with them at the moment, is Mike Adams. Will the E-Type's brakes hold out on this tight, twisty Brands Hatch Indy circuit? Maybe quite difficult there, but he's doing a good job of hanging on at the moment to Robert Barry in the Lotus Super 7. And he's trying to get back on terms with the top 3. So as they come through to complete the lap, it is Matthew Truelove in the TVR who has the advantage over the Lotus Elan of Paul Toombs. In 3rd place is Dave Randall, and then Mike Adams using the power of the E-Type to close up on Robert Barry's Lotus as they get to the end of the straight into Paddock Hill Bend. Up towards Druids then, Matthew Truelove has the lead and turns through the hairpin in the TVR Griffith with its Ford V8 engine. There's the E-Type Jaguar now side by side coming down Graham Hill into Graham Hill Bend. The TVR still just hanging on in front of Paul Toombs, who really has come on as a driver this year. Very, very rarely does he make mistakes, unlike a couple of years ago perhaps when he started racing, but now he is quick and he's neat and he's putting the pressure on Matthew Truelove as they turn through Surtees into McLaren, then into Clearways and Clark Curve, one corner following another on the Brands Indy circuit. Through the right-hander, the TVR just ahead of the Elan with Dave Randall now closing up once more, riding with Mike Eagles with the Italian De Tomaso Mangusta, another car built with a Ford V8 engine, but obviously you can tell from its very, very attractive, sleek lines that that car was built in Italy, designed and built in Italy. And it's on the tail at the moment of the white Porsche number 93 of Glyn Evans, Porsche 911. So Paul Toombs looks on the inside line as they go into Druids. He's getting level with the TVR, almost exchanging pace as they go through the hairpin, and he comes out of the corner just in front, but Matthew Truelove should have the power to come back down the hill, down Graham Hill, into Graham Hill Bend. The TVR fights back. Matthew Truelove retakes the lead, but Paul Toombs hasn't raced much against Matthew Truelove this year. Paul's been concentrating on this championship. Matthew Truelove has been racing in other series. Once more riding with Mike Eagles as he goes into Paddock Hill Bend, goes through on the inside of Barry Ashdown's Lotus Elan. That gives him 13th place, just ahead of Barry Ashdown in the blue Lotus Elan there, as they now head up towards Druids. Just ahead of them, that big Ford Mustang that we saw squeeze onto the curb of that corner a little bit earlier in the race. And now side by side, almost being squeezed onto the curb, is Dave Randall in the Ginetta. He goes right round the outside there of the Elan of Paul Toombs, the reigning champion against the champion of last year. Wheel to wheel, it could not be closer, coming through to the end of the lap. The little Ginetta almost getting the place, 2nd place overall. This is behind Matthew Truelove, but 2nd place is occupied by the Lotus Elan of Paul Toombs. So Paul Toombs, after that big challenge from Dave Randall, the Lotus Elan powered by the 1.6-litre Lotus Ford twin-cam engine, whereas the Ginetta has a 1.5-litre, 1.5-litre Ford pushrod engine. Now they've got a whole lot of traffic ahead of them. Is going to help Dave Randall at all? He's squeezing through on the inside there of the little Sebring Sprite of Tony Davis, the little blue car there, and another little blue car, the Turner number 61 being lapped. That's the car of Jeff Sizzy, Turner Mark III. And a replay here of that challenge by Dave Randall to take 2nd place and the class lead, of course, away from the Elan. And now we go back because we get a chance to see as they lap the De Tomaso Mike Eagles. Dave Randall closes up once more at his favourite overtaking spot, goes on the inside this time rather than running around the outside. He gets his nose just ahead, the Ginetta just nosing ahead of Paul Toombs in the Elan as they come through to lap the Porsche number 37 of Mervyn Selwyn, and they successfully pass that car. They're level as they come across the start-finish line, but the superior power of the Elan just takes it ahead. And there, another Elan, that's the red car, Larry Kennedy, losing the whole lot as he goes through Clark Curve and Clearways and gets the rear wheels in the gravel. He'll be stuck there for the rest of the race, which is not far away now for Matthew Truelove, who has extended his advantage over Paul Toombs, and the powerful Ford V8 powered TBR Griffith comes up towards the checkered flag and is accelerating onto the finishing straight. So Matthew Truelove, it's been an excellent performance by him in this potent TBR. Not the easiest of cars to drive around Brands Hatch. In second place, Paul Toombs. Dave Randall takes third. Robert Barry takes fourth place, not that far back from the other two green machines in the Lotus Super 7. So confirmation of the result then. In third place, we had Dave Randall. In second place, Paul Toombs. And the winner, Matthew Truelove.
Matthew, fantastic race, especially at the beginning there, and a lot of traffic for you to deal with.
Yeah, that was properly hot. It's pretty hot in there anyway, but I was made to work every inch of it. And yeah, Paul got the pole. I wasn't quite sure, but yeah, we managed to make a break and make it stick. So yeah, very pleased, very pleased.
Dave is such a good driver, and that Ginetta is so nimble. I couldn't focus on the TVR anymore. I had to focus on Dave.
Yeah, it was great, really close. Cars really well matched. Everybody was driving nicely, very competitive, a lot of fun. Nice way to spend your Sunday.